Good evening, everyone. We will speak about the parasha. We finished Sefer Bereshit, Sefer HaYetzirah. Sefer Bereshit took, in a period in history, a period of 2,200 years. Just Parashat Bereshit, the first parasha in the Torah, took 1,400 years. First parasha, the longest period. The creation of the world and all the generations. And then by the end of Sefer Bereshit, 2,200 years from now on, it's the Sfarim are shorter. Like for instance, Sefer Vayikra, it's only 1 month. The entire Sefer Vayikra. Sefer Devarim, only 1 month. Sefer Bamidbar, about 36 years. It's not really, not that long. But Sefer Bereshit that we finished is a period of 2,200 years. ואלה שמות בני ישראל הבאים מצרימה. This parasha is describing the beginning of the slavery. If somebody asks you, what's the main reason for the slavery in Mitzrayim? What's the main reason? So the Torah says that the Mitzrim got nervous. There's too many Jews out here, too many Hebrews. Soon, one day, they'll make a revolution and they'll take over the land. But that's true. Of course, it's in a text, but there is a reason that people may not pay attention to. 3 words. Vatimale haaretz otam. Somebody asks you, what made Paro and his people started to get panic and they started to get nervous? The answer is, as long as the Jews live in the land of Goshen, they have their own ghetto, nobody sees them. Now remember, there's no television, no internet, no way to see them. They are in a different part of the world. Nobody will see an Hebrew there in Mitzrayim. Once in a blue moon, maybe they see one who comes maybe to sell something. But they're far away. It's not like today. Today you can hide as much as you want. They come, they film you. The whole world see who you are. But in those days, they are in Eretz Goshen. Nobody knows who they are. Who cares about them? You hate them, you love them. As long as they're not a pin in the neck, that's it. We're not going to do anything with them. Once the descendants of Yaakov, the nation of Israel, started to spread all over Mitzrayim, the problem began. Then when the Goyim saw that the Jews are so successful everywhere they go, it drove them crazy. And they said, listen, they're occupying the land. Soon, one day, it's going to be a war. They have positions. In Israel, it's the other way around. In Israel, you have about 1.5 million Arabs that got an Israeli citizenship. Even though they make problems, and some of them cooperate with the terrorists, with their brothers from the other side, overall, they behave as normal citizens. They go to colleges, some of them are doctors, lawyers, business people. They're all on the north of Israel, they all have big mansions on the mountains. If you go to the north, they don't need permits, they do whatever they want. Nobody dare to go there and mess with them. They have a land inside Israel, they have their own rules. The law of Israel doesn't apply on them. So they do whatever they want. They don't go to the army, they don't pay taxes, they don't need permits, they do whatever they want. Beautiful life. Before Israel came to Israel, before the Israelis renew the land of the Jews, when they were under control of British or Turks, and then in the south they were under control of the Egyptians, they used to give them very, very hard time. Very, very hard time. Now they have paradise, free rights, they vote for the Knesset, they sit in the Knesset, they sell secrets to the Hezbollah. Very beautiful. So far, no, you say, well, it could have been worse. But what happened if the Hamas will become stronger in the next war and they start occupying parts of Israel with the Hezbollah, with Egypt, with Jordan, they all go, with Syria, everyone against Israel. What do you think this 1.5 million Arabs will do? As soon as they'll be convinced that Israel is losing this time, they join the war and burn the entire Israel. Why they're not doing it right now? Because they know, so far, the Israelis in the end win. Yeah, they get hurt, rockets all over Israel, destroy the economy, whatever. But so far, Israel is controlling so far. Let's not make problems. We have a lot to lose. Once the Arabs will take over, what's going to happen? 1.5 million terrorists live inside the land with Israeli citizenship. That'll be the end of us. So it's perfectly normal what the Egyptians were worried about. It's strangers in the land. Yosef was very clever. Yosef saw it coming. What did he say to them when they arrived? Say that you are shepherds, second-class citizen. Don't worry about your ego. They'll look down at you. They don't like shepherds. The sheep is their God. They'll throw you from their sight. They don't want to look at you. So you don't want them. They don't want you. Beautiful life. But sometimes the Jew cannot enjoy in a quiet place. He wants to be in the top of the pyramid. They want to be a judge in a Supreme Court in America. Next thing, he runs to be the president of the United States or the vice president. What happened later? If he gets elected, he has the burden of proof to prove the goyim that he's biased, he's objective. So what does he do? He makes problems for the Jews and for Israel. How else is going to prove? Who say it's good? Who say it's good? If somebody come and ask you, prove to me in 5 minutes from the Torah here, the Torah, without computer, without seminars, that the Torah, it's a divine book. It was really written by the creator of the world. How do I know? Of course, if you start learning it, you see. An hour, 2, 5, how long it's going to take? You see right away, but in 5 minutes. So you tell him, open Sefer Bereshit. Bereshit bara Elokim את השמיים ואת הארץ. You take the word Bereshit, circle the taf of the Bereshis. The taf, you count 49 letters, you get Vav. 49 letters you count again, you get Resh. 49 letters again, you get Hey. Torah, hidden in equal mathematical skip of 7 times 7, which is 49. Very interesting. Then you say, then this person may say, okay, coincidence. Sometimes happen by randomly. So you say, okay, coincidence. Let's move to the next book. ואלה שמות בני ישראל, הבאים מצרימה, ואלה שמות, you take the top of the שמות, you count 49 letters, you get Vav. 49 letters Resh, 49 letters get Hey again. Coincidence? Much harder to believe. Bereshis, you say coincidence. Shmos, you say coincidence. Okay. Let's go to Vayikra. In Vayikra, you have Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud, Hey, Vav, and Hey in equal skip. In Bamidbar and Dvarim, you also have Torah in equal skip of 49. But this time from left to right. What does it tell you? You have a menorah of 5 candles here. The middle one, which is also the base. What's the base, the foundation of the world? Kadosh Baruch Hu. Haya, Hoveh, V'yeh. Right? So that's Yud, Hey, Vav, and Hey in equal skip. But the 2 candles from the right that going towards the center and the 2 that goes from the left to the center in equal skip of 49, 7 times 7. The Yud Kei Vav Kei, it's the center of the world. The Torah is surrounding the entire world. Istakel be'oraita uvara alma. That's, by the way, the answer to the critics of the Mikra that claim that the Torah has 4 different riders. All these apikorsim that they think they understand something from their life, and they sometimes take themselves too serious. So they claim that the Torah has 4 different styles of writing. You know how you go to the university and they take Shakespeare and all this nonsense that they have over there, and they sit for years and analyze why he wrote like this. Is it possible somebody else took a part in a creation of this novel? So they think that the Torah is also one of their books. So they see the Torah has 4 different styles. So first you can answer, just because the Torah may have different styles of writing doesn't mean it's 4 different writers. But the proof that I just told you now exclude every possibility they may say. Why? Because how was it possible that 4 different people continue the Torah from where the first one, second one had to continue, and the third and the fourth? It described a period of more than 1,000 years. So it had to be 4 people in a period of 1,000 years. Those 4 people had to know where the other one stopped, and there's hidden codes in a text. How did they know where to continue from? We only found out about the codes 20, 21 years ago. There's no way to know. So since you don't know, how are you going to be able to continue? There's no way. That means it's only one rider. Now, they begin, in the beginning, you know, the slavery wasn't right away. Okay, Mr. Jew, leave the bank, leave the law firm. You're a professor in a college, come out. You're going to the ghetto to work in a camps in Siberia. That's not how it was. In Germany, it was like this. In Russia, they just take you out of your beautiful mansion in Moscow and they send you to Siberia. In Germany, one day they come, knock on the door, you open the door. You have a $10 million house in Hamburg or whatever it was. They say, Mr. Cohen or Mr. Levy, you have 5 minutes to pack whatever, a few little things, you go. Well, they put you in a place like a rat. You sleep inside the wall, they make you a little thing. What happened to the Persian rugs? What happened to the $10 million a year salary? What happened that yesterday this goyim was standing 45 minutes maybe to say a word to you in a bank and you didn't have time for them? Now they take you with a leash. Like a dog, they put you inside. That's what Hashem did to us. But in Mitzrayim, it wasn't like that. It's very interesting because the way they did it, first they say, who wants to work for there's unemployment. You want to make some money? Well, you're in the city of Goshen. There's no jobs there. Come, we'll give you some jobs. So they started to work. And they made it like it's a national assignment. Even Paro come. Not like today, the politician come when everything is over and he cuts they put a string and all the cameras come and he cut. You know? No. Paro comes, they all help. Slowly, they started to cut the rights. It was all a plan. But why does it call avodat parech? Who knows? What does it mean, the word parech? Wow, yeah.
Crushing with that breaking.
It's two meanings. One is what you said, and there's different explanation. First of all, it's parech, it comes from the word pircha. It's like the opposite. Somebody says something, and you make a kashya, and you turn around what he said, right? But also Rashi explained. Rashi says, "Be'avoda kasha amefarechet et haguf u'mishabarto." It's a job that is so difficult physically that it breaks the body. The body cannot handle such heavy work for many hours a day, so it destroyed the body. But there is another explanation. Parech means the opposite of your mentality, which means the women works physical, and the man does women's job, kneading, all kinds of things that women love to do, which is their nature. For men, it drives them crazy. So they take the men to do women's job, and they take the women to do men's job. Also, parech, it's like someone say here, perach, soft mouth. In the beginning, like I said, come, make some money, extra cash. What do you care? Give you food stamps, Social Security, Section 8. Just show that you want to work, like they say in Israel now. The Haredim has to work. Not everyone can be a learner. Come, we'll give you courses for free. The government would pay. Of course, what are they trying to do? As soon as they take you out of the yeshiva, oh, you see? You want to work. No rights, no money, no nothing. Just come out first. And then after that, one person came to Rav Steinman and he said, I'm giving you now a check for $100 million. What's the purpose of this check? One check, $100 million. For the Haredim, for the Orthodox Jews that wants to come get a job, learn something, computer, accounting, whatever, bookkeeping, that will help them to come and merge into the society, into our business market. So Rav Steinman said, not interested. Take the check back. $100 million. Why take the check back? He said, the Tosfot say, 1,000 goes to Bet HaMidrash. How many of them comes Talmidei Chachamim? 1 out of 1,000. That was 800 years ago. 1 out of 1,000 become a real Talmid Chacham. Not like today, everyone who knows how to read Rashi is already Gdol Ador, because the newspaper decided. So it was a different world. That's all fake. You don't know who is real Talmid Chacham. You have few that you know, the Gdolei Ador, with no arguments about them. But the rest is all how a person look, what kind of faces he makes, how many followers take his things when he walks, what kind of tish he has, all kinds of things. Everyone makes up some things, and that's how they decide. This is the new Gdol Ador. Or his father used to be Gdol Ador. The Torah doesn't go with Yerusha. It can be a Mamzer, Talmid Chacham, better than Kohen. Kohen Gadol even. Mamzer, Talmid Chacham. Why the Torah say it? Why Yitzchak and Esav? Show you that the Torah doesn't go with Yerusha. It can be a very big Rav. The son can be a monster, Hashem Yirachem. Or the other way around. It can be a Tod Olam Haaretz, and his son is Gdol Ador. כבר היו דברים מעולם. It's things that happen in every generation. Used to be, there is a sefer, it's called a levush. The levush. It's a very big halacha, but it's mamash, it's an important posek. So he was a very, very handsome person. Hashem gave him nice look to this Rav. So one time he was in yeshiva, and his father came to visit him. So they looked at his father. His father was totally the opposite of what he looks. He looks tall, handsome, this. His father was very short, very, very ugly. So all the people ask him, this is your father? He said, yes. So how can it be? It's like, it cannot be. Well, are you sure? You're not adopted? He said, no, it's my biological father. So what happened? He said, many generations ago, my grandfather was also very nice looking like me. And the goyim caught him on the street. They saw that he's a tzaddik. They wanted to force him to make an avera. But he didn't want. So they grabbed him. They brought him to a place. And there was a shiksa lady, like Yosef and his test. And they say, if you don't do the avera, I will kill you now. So he was thinking, I gotta die. But in one moment that they left him, they were grabbing him, in 1 second that they left him, in those days there were no sewer like today, under the ground, everything is nice and neat. The sewer was the side of it's like a, what do you call it, Chevy? A levee, what do you call it? On the side of the road, there's like a path. And everyone dump it over there, or whatever it goes with the water. Horrible. So they were not that far from the side of the road. As soon as they left his hand, he ran and jumped. You know how he jumped in a camp to the pool? He jumped right into, I don't want to tell you what. So it was all over his body. So now they want him to make the scene, but they don't want to get close to him. He got all that. So they let him go. So that's how his life got saved. So he said that after he came and went and washed himself, he said, Ribono shel olam, what good is that you made me a handsome man? I want at least 13 generations from now on that all my children and grandchildren will be extremely ugly. So the Levush told the people in the yeshiva, I am the 14th generation. My father is the 13th generation. I am the 14th. Yeah, it's a true story. It's amazing. It sounds like a joke, but it's really happened. So, in Israel, he gave Rav Steinman $100 million. I forgot about it already, huh? $100 million. I used to have a Rav here. I used to learn with him many years ago. What was that? 16, 17 years ago. I used to learn Gemara. So we sit in a group. Rav Rosenman, Rav Rafael Rosenman. Maybe you know him. The tzaddik walks here with a big bag with full of books all the time. Sometimes he has a Walkman. He listens to some Musar as he walks. So he used to teach. He's so overwhelmed with so much knowledge and so many midrashim and Kabbalah and what book he doesn't know. So he starts the Sugya in the Gemara. He begins to give us some midrash and then Zohar and then the Ari and then this and that. That's already 2 hours now. Now nobody remember how we got here. We started here in Monsey. We ended up in Queens now. So then after he finished his entire speech, so he said, how did we get here? Now, of course, nobody knows. he had this gift from his pure neshama and pure eyes that he was able to go reverse in all the steps that he was going from one thing to the other, to the beginning, and remember how we got here. We say this, and that was that, and this was this. So we used to call him the king of the reverse. Why? Because nobody knows how to make 2 steps reverse. So he knew. So the Tosfot, I say, אחד מאלף יוצאים מבית המדרש. 1,000 goes to learn, 1 become a big. So the Rav Steinman say, based on this formula, we have 1,000 goes to Avrechim that learns. 1 of them will be a big Rav. 1. So we need the opposite. We need another 500,000 learners. Maybe we're going to have few good, serious rabbis. You want to take out half of them? There's nobody going to be. He gave him back the $100 million and send him home. Now, I want to ask you a question, but be honest. Tell me if you ever thought about it. The next thing here, Paro called the Meyaldot, Shifra and Pua, and he said to them, I want you to kill all the baby born, but the male only. First question, why not the why not the girls? You want to get rid of them? They are a problem. There's this burden inside your society. Kill everyone. No, only the boy. But even the boy, he doesn't want to kill the boy in a regular way. Listen, pay attention to what he says. He said to them, "Be'aldechen et ha'ivriot," when you go to deliver the Hebrew girls, "ureiten al ha'ovnaim im benu va'amiten oto, v'im bat hi v'chaya." So he says like this, when, I guess they had like a stone or something that they give birth on, like, like a bed in a hospital. So it says, once you see that it's a boy on that stone, when you find out that it's a boy, kill him. If it's a girl, let her live. Next thing, ותראינה המילדות את האלוקים. They were afraid from Hashem. ולא עשו כאשר דיבר עליהם מלך מצרים, ותחיינה את הילדים. Not only they did not kill them, they took them out, they cut the cord, they gave them hot water, whatever they need. They bang on their, whatever we have to do, you have to do. So not only they didn't kill them, but they actually revived them. So the question is, next thing, what would you expect Paro to do? It would happen today in Iran. Ahmadinejad said to the Muslims whenever there's a Jewish boy in a hospital, choke him to death. And they wouldn't do it. What would happen to them? They put them under the ground somewhere. Of course, there's no rights there. And torture them for years. Nobody will know where they are. What happened if this Meyaldot, this midwife, are Jewish? They will get even angrier. You have the nerve to go against me? We'll chop their head off or hang them in the middle of Tehran. Or anywhere else. Paro, this is what he answered to them. ויקרא מלך מצרים למילדות, he called them, ויאמר להם, מדוע עשיתן הדבר הזה ותחיינה את הילדים? Why did you revive the kid? ותאמרנה המילדות אל פרעה, כי לא כנשים המצריות העבריות. Listen to this answer, very strange answer they're answering. The Hebrew girls, they're not like the Egyptians. They're like animals. You know how an animal, the deer, he gives birth, 2 minutes the baby is running already? Or the elephant gives birth, the mother kicks the head of the boy, the just born, the baby, 1 or 2 kicks, he gets up and he begins to walk. And then if it's a monkey, 2 minutes later he's already in a Bronx Zoo jumping on the trees. Don't need diapers, college, or none of this nonsense. $1 million to raise a boy, vaccine, tutors. Mr. X, come, your boy make problems in yeshiva. They don't have all this headache. Like 1 kick to the head and the babies begin to run. So they say to Paro, they're like animals. בטרם תבוא אליהן המילדת וילדו. Before we even enter the room, they already gave birth. What kind of answer is this? So Paro should have said, what's the nafkamina? What do I care? If they gave birth a minute before, a minute, I told you, kill the boys. Who cares? What did he say to them? When the baby comes out, as soon as you see that it's a boy, kill it. So what's the problem? So I see a minute later that it's a boy. What answer they gave him? Did you realize what's happening here? Now I want to ask you a question. What do you think these 5 or 6 lines here are talking about? This is a very important topic, that actually is shaking the world for generations. One of the most critical arguments that we have today in the world is right here. What is it? Jews, non-Jews, the whole world is arguing about it. What's this? Abortions. This is the sugya of abortions in the Torah. Paro said to them, when the baby, so far there is no decree to kill the babies when they're out of the body yet. Only, now they don't have MRI, sonogram, they can't see if it's a boy or girl. So the head has to come out. Once the head comes out, that's it. You have your own life. Why? Because Chazal already explained that all the holes block and all the block is opening up. So at that second, you get life. Actually, a person begins to live on his own. So as soon as the head comes out, even if he goes back in, goes out, doesn't matter. Once he came out once, that's it. It's already a human being, 100%. But is connected still to the mother. So it's like an integral part. Ubar me'i imo. The law allowed to do an abortion still, he says. Up to here, it's still allowed. If you're already out completely, oh, that's it, they cannot do it. That's why they say, okay, we wanted to listen to you. But as soon as we came, the baby was already all out, not only the head. That's why he didn't kill them. But that's very interesting, because you know, according to the halakha, if there's complication in a pregnancy, so the baby he has a din rodef. He's risking the life of his mother. So you cannot say, oh, the mother is already lived 40 years. So let's give life to a newborn Jew. She's going to live another 30 years. So it's better to give him life. His life will be longer, statistically. It doesn't go by the Chayei HaKodmim. The mother was here first. You cannot do it. But if he's risking the life of the mother, you must kill him and not her. But if there is no life risk, obviously it's a murder. Once the baby is out, even if he's risking the mother's life, that's too late already. You cannot kill him. Why? Both of them have independent life. En dochim nefesh mipnei nefesh. This is a very big argument between Rav Ovadia Yosef to Rav Eliashiv alav shalom. According to one chacham, doing one thing, it's a huge mitzvah. According to his friend, it's a murder. How can it be? Very simple. The argument, sometimes you have thousands of details. One detail is change the entire thing. Depends how you look at that. Many cases in life like this. For instance, Rav Eliashiv says, if a Jew is about to die in an hour, he has chayei sha'ah. We know the machine's reviving him. Another hour he will be dead. But so far he can still take his heart out, can take whatever you want to take, and to transplant it to another body of few Jews. Maybe you can save 1 or 2 or 5. So the question is, are you allowed? Are you allowed to take from a Jew that will die anyway in an hour or in a day? Let's take some organs from him, transplant it in the bodies of others. We save another 2 or 3, so it's pikuach nefesh, we save them, but he'll die a day faster, which he dies anyway. Rav Eliashiv say it's a murder. Why? You're not allowed, en dochim nefesh vipnei nefesh. You don't kill one, even if he died in an hour, for sure. You don't kill him an hour earlier. We don't have permission to kill by the hands to save other people. Rav Ovadia Yosef says, we are not killing him, he's dead already. Why is dead? Because the Torah says, Kol asher neshama be'apo. Someone who can breathe is considered alive. Someone cannot breathe on his own independently is dead already. The Torah did not go into generations like today that there is all kinds of billions of dollars machinery with computer and all kinds of things that revive the person and giving him oxygen and giving pulse to the heart, all kinds of things to revive the person artificially. This person was dead already for a minute or two. They're connecting him to the machine gave him another day or 2 of life. It's really artificial life. As soon as you disconnect the machine, in 1 minute he'll be dead, we know it. So he's living thanks to that machine. Now, if there is a way that the machine will revive him X amount of time and then he'll get his independent life on his own, that's everyone agreed that you're not allowed to kill him. What's the question here? We are now talking about someone that you know that as soon as you disconnect him from the machine, he'll be dead. So he's considered dead already according to the Torah. We go by what the Torah does. Well, the Torah didn't speak about technology and the Torah said, Mi shenoshem is alive. He stopped breathing, that's it. Today it's very complicated. No one in the world today knows the time of death. In this world that we live in, since we have equipment and machinery, nobody really knows the time of death. Why? When is a person dead? When the heart is dying? When the brain is stopped working? When there's no brain waves? When the body is becoming numb? Or the body temperature is dropped? Or you need... where is exactly the time of death? It's very hard to know. Rabbis cannot tell you exactly the time of death. Definitely, the goyim cannot tell you. Judges cannot tell you. Doctors cannot tell you. Nobody knows. Why? Because once there is machinery involved, it makes it very complicated. But according to the Torah, you don't breathe, you're dead. That's why Rav Eliashiv say, okay, the Torah didn't speak, but finally the person is still alive, still have brainwaves. Machinery is reviving him. Taking organs from him, saving others, it sounds very nice, but you're killing him. We'll kill him faster by taking these organs. We're not allowed. Rav Ovadia said it's mitzvah. It's pikuach nefesh. We save others that will have long life. What's better? It's very big argument. You know, those arguments will be solved when Eliyahu Hanavi will come. It's very hard to know. But over here, it's very interesting, because as of now, you're not allowed to murder babies unless if they are connected still to the mother womb. You know, in the United States, they make abortion even a day before delivery in private clinics. How do they do it? Up to the 3rd, 4th month, they do regular. But once it's already a big stomach, so they inject acid and salt into the mei shafir, into the water in the womb. And after they murder the baby, they make a cesarean and they take him out. And I once saw a big picture of big garbage bag with organs, parts of thing, and they sell it to China for whatever reasons. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. So now we know that everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu does is measure for measure. Midah keneged midah. So the meyaldot, what mitzvah they did? They save life. If you work in Atzala and you save life, and one day, chas v'shalom, your son was about to die, and Hashem sent him some messenger, an angel, and he saved his life in the last minute, everyone would say, midah keneged midah. He ran to save life, all his life. Hashem saved his boy, or save him. So everybody understand, midah keneged midah. Person went and killed people. He got killed in a brutal murder. People say, oh, magia lo, midah keneged midah. What is the reward that Hashem gave the meyaldot? Vayivne lahem batim. He built them house, one in Beverly Hills, one in Great Neck, one in Old Westbury, one in Monsey, one in Forche. What do you mean he built them houses? So Chazal explained, not the house you think, Batei Leviah and Batei Kehuna, right? Still, what's the midah keneged midah? Okay, we're not talking real estate here, Baruch Hashem. But what, Batei Kehuna, the Kohanim and the Leviim will come from you, and the king will come from both of you. So you may ask, still the Kushia is still there. What's the midah keneged midah here? That you made my son a Kohen, that one day he's going to eat shish kebab in Bet HaMikdash and get all kinds of firstborn animal? Well, what's the connection? No? What was the plan of Paro here? That's also explain why Paro didn't kill the female. Paro doesn't want to lose slave. Slave has a value. You go to the market, you buy a slave, you pay. He wants to actually multiply more and more slaves. So why are you killing the boys? Why? Because Paro, people think Paro is like a Hashverosh, drunk, sitting in his palace all day, do nothing. The Torah has 6 chapters speaking about Paro. I don't think there's anyone mentioned in the Torah more than Paro. 6 parashot, Paro, Vayomer, Paro, Moshe, Paro, Yitzchak, Yaakov. מה זה? Paro, so much Paro. Why? Paro is the symbol of this Alma de Shikra, the fake world. Paro. Wealth, power, politics, show off, cruelty, and spirituality. Everything combined. Why spirituality? He's the biggest magician in the world. The little children take the snake, they throw it on the floor, they take the stick, it becomes snakes. Imagine what Paro, their teacher, could do. If the little kids, the Khartoumim, in his palace, do you know a person in the world that can take a stick today and throw it on the floor and become real snake? We're not talking magicians that they fool your eyes in fast tricks. We're talking kishuf means that they take the stick and the stick is actually a snake. If the snake comes, it choke you. You feel it. Not only that, in the time of the Gemara, there's few Gemarot that describe that the Goyim 2,000 years ago, not 3,300 years, 2,000 years ago, were able to make official magics. That one rabbi went to the mikveh. There was no showers in a home, 18 showers in one house. There was one shower for the entire 18,000 people in town. Today, 18 people. Today one person, 18 showers. Today, 18,000 people, one shower. But it was a bath, a public bath. Until 8 years ago, it was like that. Turkish bath, Persian baths, hot, cold, So Jews, Goyim, they go to the public bath. So the Goyim used to freeze the rabbi inside. Say all kinds of words, the Goy, milim shel tum'ah. And the rabbi is stuck in the water, cannot move. So the Gemara said that two other rabbis saw it, so they waited until the Goy comes by the door. There's a door there. So they froze him. So the rabbi also knew the kishufim. So now the door is banging on his head, so he said to the rabbi, release me. So the rabbi said, release the rabbi, will release you. Also, there's another Gemara. The Gemara says that one made a woman into a donkey. Turn a woman to a donkey. And this donkey was walking in the market, and someone was sitting on the market, riding the donkey. Doesn't know it's an ex-woman. Then the spell expired. And the people saw him in the middle of the market, sitting on the back of a woman, and they started to hit him, the Goyim. Because even by them it was outrageous, such thing. You know that the Talmud is a very serious book. Talmud doesn't tell you stories of little 3-year-old kids to make it entertaining. This is things that actually used to happen in the time of the Chachamim. It's in the Talmud, and nobody made a beep against it. If it was fairy tales, the people of the generation when the Talmud was written by Rav Ashi and Ravina, they would not take the book completely seriously at all. If the people that lived in the time of Rav Ashi and Ravina did not see these things in their own eyes, you think they will accept the Talmud as the Shulchan Aruch of that generation? If today there will be a big Rav and write a book of halacha, I want to write halacha for all the Ashkenazim in the United States. And then inside his book he would write fairy tales of little kindergarten children. Anyone would take his book serious? No one would take it serious. Obviously, these things used to happen. But in the time of Pharaoh, they think it's God. An Egyptian thinks it's God. He hides, he goes 5 o'clock in the morning to the night. You know the story. And also he's very little. They found his body, he's a mummy. They found it much very small. So, what was the plan of Pharaoh? Pharaoh said, I see already that these Jews, these Hebrews, will get out of here to build their Bet HaMikdash. They have it in this whole period. So what's going to be? They come from a very important family, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, the most important 3 people up to that moment in the world. Everybody knew Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. There's a history of this nation. They come from an important family. So it's temporarily until they're going to live here. So how will I make sure they stay here forever? The only way they can come out of here if they have Kohanim and Leviim to serve in Bet HaMikdash. Let me eliminate that. Why? I'm going to make all the Jewish boys die for 1 generation. Then they will be forced to marry the Goyim, the Egyptians. The Goyim doesn't have Kohanim and Leviim. But the kids will still be Jewish. As soon as they're born, right away to slavery camp. So not only there's not going to be Kohanim and Leviim, I'm going to continue to produce slaves. That's why Hashem say, you prevented his malicious plan to prevent Kohanim and Leviim will come from you. That's the whole thing here. Otherwise, what's the midah keneged midah here? There is one nation in the Jewish world that doesn't have even one Kohen and one Levi. You come to Polish Jews, Kohanim and Leviim. Persian Jews, plenty of Kohanim. Syrian Jews, plenty of Kohanim. Yemenite, Kohanim. Hasidim, Kohanim. One nationality does not have one Kohen, one Levi. Who knows who? Ethiopians? I don't know about them. I had something else in my mind. I have to check Ethiopian. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Morocco has plenty of Kohanim. Who? Georgian Jews. The Georgian Jews. From Georgia, Gruzinim, Gruzia. Not one Kohen in the whole world, not one Levi in the whole world. Why? Some say, as a very strong svara, that they are the nation of the Kuzarim. Rabbi Yehuda Halevi with his beautiful argument, debate. So the Melech HaKuzari and his nation all converted. Converts don't have Kohanim and Levim. But the Georgian, for whatever reason, they're not so happy that we give them a yichus that they come from converts. They forgot that half of the Rabbanim and the Tanaim are descendants of converts, and that the Torah says 36 times to love the convert, to respect them, to help them, etc. So they don't like it so much. So they had an answer to this claim. What did they say? No, it's not because we are the Kuzarim. Because in the time of the second Bet HaMikdash, we sent all our Kohanim to Yerushalayim to serve in Bet HaMikdash. That's why no Kohanim left by us. And then after many generations, we don't have Kohanim. What do you think about this claim? Smart, okay, or stupid answer? What do you think? Why stupid?
Because whoever was not in Yerushalayim was exiled to Ashur or whatever before that. So it's not part of Jews, they're not part of the...
No, that's not relevant what you say. Because we come and say, every nationality has Kohanim. One doesn't have. We come and ask them, you probably converts. They say, no, we had Kohanim. We make sure the other nationalities didn't send all their Kohanim, like the Yemenites, they stay in Yemen. And other Jews who lived in the rest of the world, not everyone comes to Yerushalayim. So they have Kohanim over there, and later, after 2,000 years, it became thousands of Kohanim. Even one family can produce 1,000 after 2,000 years. We send all our Kohanim to Yerushalayim. That's how righteous we were. So the answer is wrong. Why wrong? Because a Kohen that has a defect cannot serve in Bet HaMikdash. There's no point of sending him from Georgia to Yerushalayim. So they had to have at least 100 defected Kohanim. No hand, no something, no eye, blind. Or you don't need defect. You know the Chafetz Chaim? You heard about the Chafetz Chaim? I'm sure you did, right? You hear about him every day, I hope. So the Chafetz Chaim, everyone was sure in his generation, if Bet HaMikdash will be built, he will be the Kohen Gadol. Why? First of all, he taught about the laws of Bet HaMikdash, which was very rare. And who was a bigger tzaddik than him? Baal Midot, Talmid Chacham, Mishnah Brura, you know. But the Chafetz Chaim could never even be a Kohen Gadol, because he was a lefty. A lefty cannot be Kohen in Bet HaMikdash. The Georgian didn't have any lefty Kohanim. I'm sure they had. Where are these lefty gone? If I would be a Georgian, I'll be proud if they tell me you come from a nation that the entire nation converted L'Shem Shamayim. Not talking for marriage, Giyur L'Shem Ishut, business, time of war, got scared, or saw miracles. It was a philosophical argument. Saw the truth and converted. What could be bigger than this? Then, time is running out. You know the rest. Then Paro changed the decree. From now on, one day, every boy that will be born in Egypt must be thrown to the Nile. For only temporary law, for one day. Why? They see in the stars, and they tell him, Atid Moshiam shel Israel yivaled, the Savior of Israel is about to be born, but we don't know if he's going to be a Jew or a Goy. We don't know. It could be one of us, will betray us. So Paro doesn't want to take risk, and he throw them all to the Niles. And then that's why they put Moshe in the water to confuse them, okay, because they could have hid him somewhere much safer. Why in the water? Now I want to ask you a question. Amram saw the decree. He gave a get to Yochevet. She went and married Elitzapan ben Parnach and had Eldad and Medad from them. And then she divorced him and went back and married Yochevet, because it was before Matan Torah. You can be Machzir Grushatcha even if she was married to another man. Today, once she got married, that's it. She's history for you. And he brought her back, and over here they call her Nahara, a young girl, but she was 130 years old. But what happened here? First of all, he didn't want to be married to her because they're going to produce babies, they'll throw the babies, they'll kill them. So what did he say? So his daughter Miriam came to him and said, Gzeratcha kasha mishel Paro. Paro only wants to kill the boys, you killed because everyone saw you, Gdol Ador. You're one of the 4 people who never made a sin. 4 people dying because of the sin of Adam and Chava and Nachash, Be'etyo shel Nachash. Who are they? They never made a sin. Ishai, the father of David, Kilav, the tzaddik son of David HaMelech, Binyamin, and Amram. Never made one sin, so he's Gdol Ador. So he gave her a get, then he realized that his daughter is right. Now no one is born. What's the point? He kills the boy, I kill also the girls. So what happened? Ichzir ota. When she conceived, she was 130 years old. How come the Torah doesn't make a beep about it? Sarah, 3,000 years, everyone talks about the miracle. Sarah, en la orach kenashim, age 90, all of a sudden became bat mitzvah. What happened over here? But Yochevet, not one beep. 130 years old, conceived. Nobody speaks about it almost. What's going on? Did you ever think about it? The Ramban teaching a big yesod here. Big thing, in that it's mamash worth fortune to know it. He said, if you start asking why one miracle is in the Torah, why this one is not, why this one is not, there's no end to this question because there's billions of miracles, which many of them are against all odds, against nature, against any possibility. So why one miracle yes, one not? So this is what the Ramban says. Even in the generations before David HaMelech, if you calculate the average age of his mother, grandmother, 4 generations before, it was also in the 90s. Nobody made a beep about it also. So the answer is, only a miracle that was informed to the people in advance by an angel, that Hashem sent a malach to say next year, like Shimshon, next year you are pregnant. It's in the Tanakh. Sarah, next year you have a boy. So it was announced already, and everyone knew it's about to happen. That's mentioned